Today we're talking about OPM. No, not opium, OPM. It stands for other people's money. It's something that I've seen come up a few times in the last little while, and I really wanted to bring it up because I think it could be dangerous for some people that may not understand it or think it's a viable way of getting your first property, which I don't think it is. Hey, welcome back, guys. It's Dan from Pekoe.ca, and today's topic I think is really important because it can be a dangerous slope that you don't want to slip down. And really, 100% financing is exactly that. It's where someone is holding the mortgage that's worth exactly what the house is worth. So if the market does change, you could be upside down on that home, and that's not a good place to be, especially if you are considering something like this for your primary residence. You want to buy a house and you want to get away from renting. This program is a little bit more sophisticated, and sometimes investors do utilize strategies like this, but I really don't recommend it for the majority of borrowers out there. It's not a place you want to be. Simply put, there's no room for error, very little margin, and having 100% financing just kind of scares me. And I think in this industry, in this market, with so much uncertainty, you don't want to be put in a situation where you've got no exit strategy, no way to pivot, no way to get out of something like that. And actually, speaking of exit strategy, that's a really important thing. If you're getting into something like this, you need to figure out a way to get out of it. Right, because typically 100% financing, an A bank, even a B bank, alternative banks are not going to look at this. Credit unions, forget about it. You typically have to have your own money, skin in the game when it comes to purchasing either rental properties or an owner-occupied property. Now, with this strategy, you're essentially taking one or two mortgages right up to 100%. Often cases, you're doing a VTB. What is a VTB? It's a vendor take-back. And that seller is essentially holding a portion of the mortgage for you. And they set a certain interest rate. Then the rest of it is made up by equity lenders or private lenders. They're very similar. Essentially, you're not being qualified on income. There's no stress test. Interest rates are a heck of a lot higher. So in this type of market, we're seeing exceptional growth, and the market value has gone up considerably. The problem is, if that market turns, keep in mind, markets ebb and flow, and real estate is no different. So if we start to see a return that isn't outpacing your interest rate on this, you can get into some really, really tough situations where you could be upside down on a house. To give you an idea, interest rates on something like this would be, north of probably 8%. You include lender fees, broker fees, renewal fees, all of that adds up. So, my opinion, not a good strategy to look at. There are some other things out there that if you're struggling with either income, credit, coming up with the down payment, definitely many programs out there we can look at. My whole stance on this is there's a stress test for a reason. That stress test isn't there to make your life miserable, and some people, it does make things more difficult to get financed, but it's there as a form of protection. It's kind of like a seatbelt. It could annoy you, but in a crash, you really are glad that you got it on. So let's stay within the rules on this, guys. If you've got any questions or concerns, hit me up below. Remember to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps me out. Till next time, guys, I will talk to you then. That's all I got today.